iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome in here tonight, race fans. It's the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series here from the Iowa Speedway. Tonight, it is the start of the round of 12. We're better off this season, the round of 15. That's right, 15 drivers have locked themselves in for a chance to battle here for a championship over the next 5 races. 2 races here in the round of 12, 2 races in the round of 8, and 1 race to crown a champion in the new year at the Miami Homestead Speedway. First, though, everything starts right here at Iowa. Drivers, when you look at the schedule that are in to play here, the drivers that are in play anyway, DJ Anderson, Tim Blum, Tim Combs, Cole Day the rookie. How about Chris Hammett, Zach Mitchell, Richard Murdoch, Ryan O'Donnell, James Skelton, Jeffrey Souza, Tony Stretto, Max Terriel, Michael Trevarthen, Ethan Troutman, and Dalton Williamson. Those 15 drivers are going to try to advance into the round of 8, but it's going to be tough when you look at the field here this season. This is probably one of the best playoff fields we have ever had here with Red Light Racing. So we're going to see which one of these drivers will be able to move on here tonight. But another special announcement out there. Tonight, it is a very special birthday here tonight, and we had something planned, but we were told we probably better hold off on it. So at least we can do for, well, Joshua Buckley is... We wish you a happy birthday, Josh, from everybody with Red Light Racing and the Checkered Flag Auto Supply, along with all of us here at the Turn 3 Racing Network. Happy birthday. I think he's like 13 or something this beautiful day here, so happy birthday once again, Josh. Not in the field here tonight, but we know he's out there watching us over on YouTube. The live feed here tonight. And, of course, we do have to thank the Checkered Flag Auto Supply, your local-owned auto parts store in Ayer, Massachusetts. It is Cyber Monday, but, hey, did you ever remember to head on over to the Checkered Flag Auto Supply on Saturday to support the small local businesses in your area? You can find them over at Park Street. It's not too late to head on over and see the Higgins family. But with that being said, now it is time to light the fire here tonight at the Iowa Speedway. So this is your starting lineup here tonight. Starting lineup here for race number 1 in the playoffs, as it is brought to us by our friends over at Simbox. Simbox.com, or Simbox over on Facebook.com, is the only place you need to be to get a button box for your sim rig. So starting on the front row here tonight, it'll be the driver of car number 86. He has a handful of wins and a couple championships to his name over the last couple of seasons. That is James Skelton. Starting to his outside, driving car number 51, that's DJ Anderson. Back into the third spot, car number 11, that's Shanika Single. And back into the fourth spot, the number 62, that is Ethan Troutman. Joe Strano will go from P number 5 here tonight to the number 43. He's in the playoffs. And car number 4, Jeffrey Souza, will go 6th. 7th to the number 3 of Tony Strano. Philly Edwards with a great top 10 qualifying effort here tonight. Zach Mitchell back into the 9th spot. And 10th will be Dalton Williamson. 11th then will be car number 2. That is Michael Trevarthen. There's the 6 of Chris Hammett back into the 12th starting spot. 13th here tonight, Eric Stout in the 9-12 entry will start 13th. Richard Murdoch in the 0-1 will start 14th. There's the rookie, the 999s. That is Cole Day. He'll start back into the 15th starting spot. And Ryan Aldani in the Full Throttle Racing Turbo Door Radical Paints. Number 98 will start 16th here tonight. 17th on the call, the driver out of Ohio. Driving car number 17, that's Tim Combs. And our resident from the north. Driving car number 38 out of the Beefy Motorsports stable, that's Brandon Feeney. Max Terriot, a little bit of a mishap in qualifying here tonight for the champ. He will start car 42 back into the 19th position. Starting back into the 20th starting spot here tonight, driving the number 64, the Alien of Jason Wells will go 20th. 21st will go to the 18 of A.J. Hamill. 22nd will go to the driver of the Higgins Hill Racing, number 40. That is Rob Higgins. He'll start back there in 22nd. 23rd then will be Dustin Gady. Kevin O'Brien back after getting his computer all sorted out. The Aussie driving the Kangaroo Machine. The 184 will start 24th. A.J. Watkins and Lightning McQueen will go 25th. Bob Higgins in the Checkered Flag Auto Supply will go 26th. And the Granny Hips Happy Birthday Joshua Buckley will start 27th. He will not start tonight. He will get a no start here tonight. So we're going with 27 drivers on the call here tonight. 110 laps the distance here from the cornfields in Iowa. Round number 1 of the playoffs is Green Flag Racing here at Iowa. It'll be Skelton and Anderson to turn number 1. Great start. 1 car going around in the midfield. 2 cars, 3 cars, a bunch of the playoff drivers wrapped up down the back straightaway. 1 driver up against the outside retaining wall. That's car number 3, Tony Strano, who has made the playoffs for the first time here in Red Light Racing. Has now big implications on car number 3 as he rolls away down the back straightaway. Sparks flying out of the Victory Junction Gang number 3 entry as the caution flag comes on here tonight. So an early caution flag here right out of turn number 2. There you see the number 3 going to pit road. Oh, let's take a look back here. Let's watch the 3 of Strano here on the restart. See what happened to Tony. Tony was up inside at the time of the top 10 with a great qualifying. Oh, the car got a little loose, washed up the track in front of Souza. There you see the 24 going around. There's the 61, 73, all going around down to the inside. Right on board here with Tony Strano. That's not a good feeling when you're staring back and the whole field is coming at you like that. Watch this, right out of turn number 2. Watch it down the back straightaway here. You're going to see everybody unfold. There's the 3 going around the 4 into the back. 24 of Zach Mitchell goes down there. Richard Murdoch also going to spin the 0-1 around. A lot of drivers looking like they're going to be pretty much okay. Philly Edwards and the 3 there also looks like they're the drivers that have the most damage. There's the 73. You see the driver Philly Edwards was involved in this one. Richard Murdoch went for a little bit of a spin. Go on board with Richard Murdoch. Oh, he almost had it. He saw a hole. He thought he was the running back, and around he's going to go. So that's going to bring out the first caution flag of the night. A couple championship drivers involved. There's the 61, Dalton Williamson. He is one of those championship drivers here tonight that we were going to keep our eye on as he came in as I believe, one of the last drivers to make it in on points this season. There you see the damage on car number 61 as he comes by our camera down there at 1 and 2. So he was involved. Here's another one of those drivers involved. There you see the number 24, Zach Mitchell. He's a playoff driver this season here, along with car number 3 of Tony Strano. Strano still sitting down there on pit road, along with Philly Edwards. So not such a good start here for those drivers. So that's going to jumble up the running order here. We're going to line back up. We should get the one to go here from the flag stand as we do. There's the iRacing.com. Pace car lights are back off here. So we're re-rack them, restack them, give them another go here. We did get through, we'll call it we got to turn 2 at least on the first one. The running joke with Tony is we can never make it through turn 1. And Tony's always one of those good sports. And we got to give a huge shout out. Of course, Lori Strano out there still recovering. Sons wanted me to say they love you. So, Lori. Tony may be down on pit road, but Joe's still out there. He's going to be restarting on the outside row, that second car. We're turning loose here. We're going to be 5 laps officially in the books here from the Iowa Speedway here tonight for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series here for Red Light Racing. A little rough start to start things off. Let's see if we can get a better start here tonight here at Iowa. Green flag back into the air. This time off turn number 2. Looks like everybody will make it through. So everybody A-OK through turn number 2. It'll be James Skelton, but here comes the Shanika single machine. That's the Scooby-Dooby-Doo number 11. It's not going to be good enough to lead the first lap of green flag competition here tonight. That'll go to the number 86, James Skelton. He will take the early lead here at Iowa. It'll be Skelton, Single, Anderson, Strano is how your top 4. Jeffrey Souza right there. Everybody already starting to file themselves out. Don't say that back here, though. They were just about 3 wide. That was the 17 of Tim Combs in the Dodge number 17 entry, the driver out of Ohio. He was 3 wide. Chris Hammond in the Mark Martin throwback scheme. And then there was the 42 of Max Terrill. Max was right there in that battle, and they were 3 wide racing. I didn't think that was going to work here. The tire pressure is very, very low on these cars right now. We saw that happen to the number 3 of Strano go around there in turn number 2 on the opening lap, and these tire pressures still take about, I'm going to call about 10 solid laps of racing here tonight at Iowa before they feel very comfortable. There will be a huge transition swing here tonight on these cars if we get the long enough green flag run, because look at that 42 Max Terrill. That car just bobbled down there in 1 and 2. You could just see the suspension kind of collapse on itself, and then all of a sudden, it was like hitting one of those humps in the Target parking lot. There you see him right now, though. That's Max Terrill. He's picked up 9 spots in the opening handful of laps here. He's now inside the top 10 after a very disappointing qualifying effort here tonight at Iowa. There you see those bumps as that black number 42 scoots right across the top of them. So Skelton leading the way here. He'll put 10 laps into the books. So it'll be Skelton. Look back here. Jeffrey Souza trying to make it past on the inside. So he'll go down Catfish. He'll put the Road Rage Accessories number 43 of Joe Strano into the second lane here tonight. We do expect a second lane to start to develop here at some point tonight, but will it be here in the early going? There you see the Souza medium, number 4 of Jeffrey Souza, picking up a big win this season to put himself into the playoffs. Usually he's one of those drivers that are able to point himself in. This season, you don't have to do it. Now look, though, Joe Strano has opened up the outside lane. Now he's taking a peek to the outside of car number 51. Going to put DJ Anderson in that foul lane. Ford Fusion number 51 down to the inside. So Anderson going to lose 1 spot to Joe Strano. He'll lose another spot there to Jeffrey Souza, as now Joe has shown everybody the outside lane. Look at the number 2, Michael Trevarthen, will go around to the outside now of that car number 51. So Anderson now stuck to the bottom side of the speedway, fading just a little bit. Here's Souza. He's going to try and dime it off that corner a little bit, trying to get a good run down the back straightaway with the banking help down to turn number 2. Going to run out of straightaway, though. This track not the largest that we're going to run on the season, so you don't have much room down the back straightaway. If you got to run, you got to take it pretty much. There's the 62. Now that's Ethan Troutman, driver out of Tennessee in the Home Depot, number 62. He's lost a couple spots on the initial start of this race here, but now he's starting to claw his way back as he'll get one back there from DJ Anderson. So it looks like Troutman started up into the 4th spot, now back into 6th here on lap number 14. Starting to funnel his way in. Look at that driver. He's made his way inside the top 10. One of those rookies this season that made his way into the playoffs. There's the 999. That was Cole Day. Cole finished, it looks like, 7th in the regular season points series championship, and now is battling for a overall championship this season to wrap it up here in the chase. Anderson still down around the bottom. Not sure he could be. He's one of those drivers that likes to play strategies every time we come to the racetrack. Maybe he's playing one of these strategies because this is very early, and when you look at his lap times, he is about 0.3 of a second slower, if not more, than a lot of the drivers that are going around him. There you see the 42 Max Terriel, who was just outside the top 10, trying to knock on the back door there to get himself in. Max was into the 10th spot, but Chris Hammond has got around him now with Max Terriel getting around DJ Anderson to put Max up into the 10th position here. That's how they're currently running here tonight at Iowa. There you see Ryan O'Donnell, also the Turbo Dork Radical Paints entry. Brand new colors on the side of that Turbo Dork Radical Paints. It is cold open, and that is a beautiful looking number 98 for Ryan O'Donnell in the Turbo Dork entry. It does look like he's got a little scrape on the right-hand side of that Turbo Dork entry, and man, you scratch the paint already, Ryan. We're not even, well, now we're 10% into this one, but man, you got to keep the colors looking fresh with no scratches on it. Ryan O'Donnell, though, trying to work his way into the top 10. He's 11th now. Look at the Hot Wheels machine. That is Dustin Gainey. Dustin Gainey picking up 11 spots here early on in this one, having a good run so far. He's been one of those drivers, he hasn't been able to run the full schedule this season, but Dustin Gainey, when he shows up, you know he's there. He's always one of those drivers who doesn't always qualify the best, but will always start to find his way towards the front of the field. And with that Hot Wheels car, that thing leads the way all the time. Well, that's at least what Hot Wheels says, but he's got a Pontiac nose piece on that number 15, so I have a feeling that he's going to bring the excitement here tonight. Just behind them, though, you see the 51 of Anderson still continuing to fade here. There goes the Flow Racing 6 Rings Racing number 912. That was Eric Stout taking the pass there to the number 51 of DJ Anderson. Here comes Rob Higgins. Richard Murdoch trying to come back from a spin early on. He's got a couple of those playoff drivers right there with him. There's DJ Anderson, Richard Murdoch, Dalton Williamson, Zach Mitchell, all in the playoffs this season. And am I the only one here tonight that when I say playoffs, I think of the old Colts football coach saying playoffs? I don't know why. Just something I thought of. Here's the battle, though. Here is Cole Day under pressure, the number 6 of Chris Hammett. Last season's champion, trying to show the rookie how to get around the Iowa Speedway. You have a race car driver and a pending engineer in Cole Day there. So Chris Hammett, the race car driver, Cole Day, the engineer, out here battling. Then you have Tim Combs, a golfer, and, well, so on and so on through the field here. We could make running jokes all night if that's what we were here to do here tonight at Iowa, but, man, this race has one caution so far here early on, and since then we have been green flag racing. Battle inside the top 5, though. Jeffrey Souza just got around the number 43 of Joe Strano. Now here comes Michael Trevarthen in the Rev Esports entry. There you see the BK paints on the side of car number 2 for Michael Trevarthen. So Trevarthen will pick up the spot there from Joe Strano, so he'll bump the 43 back one position. So now Joe Strano back to where he started tonight, was as high at one point as 3rd position on the running order. There's a couple drivers right here that were wrapped up in an early wreck. There's the number 24 and the 61. So Williamson and Mitchell back here running just outside the top 15. They're trying to climb back in. They're trying to get around the Coors Light entry. That is Rob Higgins. Rob Higgins, I hate to tell you, but the Rockies aren't blue on the side of that car. They're white, which means it's not ready to drink. Just saying. There's the number 30 of Bob Higgins taking a peek to the inside of the Tide ride. That is Brandon Feeney here tonight, the driver out of Ontario, Canada. There's another one of those Pontiacs. That's why we love to watch these old ARCA machines. That's what we call them. Here with iRacing, we'll call them right around the 2000, 2002 generation body style for NASCAR. And they absolutely, I think, in my personal opinion here on iRacing, put on some of the best shows. They definitely move around and are a handful. You got to drive the wheels off of them. And Brandon Feeney is really good at driving the wheels off of things. So that Pontiac and Brandon Feeney with the ARCA car, man. Pontiac built excitement. Feeney usually brings it. Cole Day still holding off the number 6 of Chris Hammett, but man, does he have a lot of people back there biting on those back bumper bars of car number 999, Cole Day. He's got Chris Hammett, Max Terrell, Tim Combs, Ryan O'Donnell, and Dustin Gainey all tucked up underneath him as he circles the Iowa Speedway here tonight in Corn Country. See the 62 there of Ethan Troutman now starting to fade back as there's a lap car right there. That's the 950 A.J. Watkins, a rookie this season in the Rusty's entry, the driver out of Florida. Just about 3 wide racing down there. Everybody holding a good solid line. Look at everybody work to the inside on the 950 there of A.J. Watkins. Watkins holding his own lane to the outside. A gentleman's move there by the 950 of A.J. Watkins. Next up, Richard Murdoch going to come upon him. Murdoch back there into the 13th spot. Here comes Williamson. And then that was Zach Mitchell in the Pepsi DuPont Chevrolet, the number 24, getting around Eric Stout. So Stout will fall back a spot. And here comes the alien Jason Wells. Wells going to also take that spot out of turn number 2. So Jason Wells on the hunt here. Ryan O'Donnell got the 98 to the inside. Cole Day has gone to the bottom side also here as he's trying to get around the number 62 of Ethan Troutman, but it does not seem like that is the fast way around. Troutman going to slide up in front of the 6 of Chris Hammett. Cole Day has now fallen back there into the, it looks like the 9th running spot. See if our scoring updates here when it comes around. It is going to be the 9th spot as Max Terrill there has just picked up that spot. Dustin Gainey, who is closing in also on that 999s machine, he has so far picked up the most positions here tonight at the Iowa Speedway. One driver way up against the outside wall. He'll scrape the right side lettering off it. That's the number 61, Dalton Williamson. 3-time short track series champion here with Red Light Racing on Thursday nights. Making the playoffs for the first time here on Monday night. He said this is a whole new ball game here for him, and he's still a very big learning curve for the driver out of Tampa, Florida. He's here tonight, though, and having a good run as Richard Murdoch will do a quick little slide job up on Ryan O'Donnell. So that'll put Ryan back to the 13th spot. Now Richard Murdoch up into the 12th running position. Front of the field, though, nobody has had any answers here for the number 86 of James Skelton in the Flourtown Animal Hospital. Number 86, Skelton leading the way here on lap number 34. Taking a look at the pit window, you possibly could push it if you're really trying here tonight with these machines. You're going to run out of tires at some point, but I believe you can push these cars all the way to about lap 50 to 55 if you're really, really, really feeling froggy here tonight. Troutman still back here shedding positions now that he lost it to Chris Hammond and Max Terrill. He'll lose it to Cole Day as the youngster goes around the outside. Now here comes Dustin Gainey, one of those wily veterans of the series in his Pontiac. So Gainey again around the outside there. Going to bump Troutman back to 10th. Murdoch now going to be knocking on the back end of that top 10. Ooh, a big snap wiggle there for the number 01 of Richard Murdoch. He's driving the wheels off the old boy. Look at everybody tuning in out there tonight over on our feed, over on YouTube. We appreciate each and every one of you tuning in here to watch the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series here tonight. First round of the playoffs right here at the Iowa Speedway. So, well, why don't we go ahead and let's hit the thumbs up, let's hit the subscribe button, smash the bell, get a notification anytime Red Light Racing comes live onto the air, which is Mondays and Thursdays here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. One problem for the 950. There you see it coming to pit road abruptly. There was the 950 of A.J. Watkins. So Watkins will come to pit road, and or see if he can get that car repaired or if he will be out here for tonight. Looks like he has taken the car to the garage. Unfortunate early exit for the rookie of A.J. Watkins. So the running order inside the top 5 currently is looking like James Skelton. You see him out there. Then you see right behind him the number 11, that's Sean Single. You got Jeffrey Souza there in car number 4 sitting into the 3rd spot. And look who snuck into that 4th spot. That's Michael Trevarthen. But Joe Strano has ran him back down, and Strano rounds out the top 5 running order. Murdoch taking a peek to the inside here of the number 15 of Dustin Gainey, and just behind them, then that 62 of Troutman. A little further back, he is still continuing to fall through the field. 51 DJ Anderson has fallen all the way back to the 18th spot. We talked about him earlier, just kind of riding down around the bottom side of the speedway. He's fallen all the way back to 18th. So Murdoch trying to stick it down on the bottom here. At this point in this run, green flag pit stops could possibly be coming. I think I just maybe heard somebody up against the wall. That was the 17 of Tim Combs, the driver out of Holland, Ohio, in the Dodge Dealers, number 17. I think he just tried to Ross Chastain turn 1 and 2. Little early for that, Tim. A little early. You can see him battling with the number 64, the iconic green, neon-ish 64 of Jason Wells, the alien, we call him. There's Zach Mitchell. He was involved in that first yellow flag of the evening on lap number 1 in turn 2. Trying to get it done here. Climb back through the field. Right now, out of the championship playoff drivers, Tony Strano obviously having a rough night to go here. He's back in the 25th position. DJ Anderson falling back to 17th. You got Zach Mitchell back here. They got some very stout drivers towards the back end of the field right now that are trying to pick their way through. Iowa, a very tricky track. Not a lot of people come here to Iowa to test. So it's definitely showing here tonight as, well, I just saw, I thought out of the corner of my eye there, Richard Murdoch and Ryan O'Donnell just about made contact down in turns 1 and 2. Looked like Murdoch kind of went down on the bottom side. O'Donnell tried to gas it up in the 98, and, well, they almost made a little contact. Nothing changing there, though. Richard Murdoch still holding on to that 10th position. Could be a battle of change here, though. The 43 coming to life on the late run. All over the back end of the Rev Esports number 2 of Michael Trevarthen. Who will be the first driver to blink here tonight, though? As we're closing in. Green flag pit stops are coming here at some point. You talk about it, and there they are. The first driver to come to pit road, the driver of car number 17, Tim Combs, going to try and flip the script here tonight. He was running just outside the top 10. So there's that Dodge dealer, the Mopar entry, coming to pit road. He is the first driver. Second driver coming to pit road. Here comes Joe Strano. So Joe will come to pit road. He'll bring the 6 of Chris Hammett. So it is definitely time to stop here and get some gas and put 4 tires on. Zach Mitchell also coming to pit road. So now that there's drivers coming to pit road, your leader, though, still turning some very quick times. Just put Brandon Feeney a lap down. He was running into the 20th spot. Oh, Feeney going to overshoot a little bit. Went up the corner. Down in turns 1 and 2. Now here comes the 11 of Sean Single. Single will now pounce down to the bottom. Will he come to pit road? He's closing the gap on James Skelton. Skelton coming to pit road. He's going to try to get down to pit road speed. Look at the 11, Sean Single, hot on the binders. Here comes Michael Trevarthen also soon. A couple drivers inside the top 5 coming to pit road right here. Here comes Cole Day. Here comes Dalton Williamson. So drivers definitely saying now's the time to come to pit road. And turn the race lead over the number 4, Jeffrey Souza. The Souza Media Ford Fusion will now be the race leader. So Souza did lead that lap, and immediately he pulls that forward to pit road. So another driver coming to pit road, and one of those tricky ones. You got to be really hard onto the binders to come to pit road. Wells, look at that. He almost took out the inside wall. He comes to pit road. So not quite to the halfway point here tonight, as the green flag pit cycle is right now. We're right in the middle of it. Sean Single able to pass James Skelton right down there coming from pit road. We'll have to go back and watch that, see if the truck can find that. Truck producer, if you could find Sean Single and James Skelton coming out of pit road. No problem. Look at this right here. Skelton spins the tire. Sean Single going to try and take advantage of it. Right underneath Boot, Scoot, and Boogies. Right around the 86. There's the 3 Tony Strano. You saw him in that picture as we watched that back. You saw that Tony Strano in Carnival 3 was back out onto the speedway. So a huge move there by the 11 of Sean Single. We'll see if he can hold off now the number 86 of James Skelton. Looking at drivers who have not come to pit road, though, there's that 62, the Home Depot entry. Has yet to come to pit road. Will he come this time? Looks like he's slowing down in 4. Yes, he will. He'll make the left-hand dive to pit road. So here he comes. He'll bring along the silver bullet back there of Rob Higgins. So the Cowboy coming to pit road also. So far, so good on pit road. No penalties coming from our race control here tonight. Richard Murdoch coming to pit road in the 0-1. So DJ Anderson, now the race leader. He is one of the only drivers who have yet to pit. And actually, that is correct. He is the only driver who has yet to come to pit road for fuel. The only other 2 drivers that are still out there, it looks like AJ Hamill, Kevin O'Brien, and there's a third of Brandon Feeney. Those 3 drivers have pitted before, though, here tonight. They pitted back on the first caution flag of the evening on lap number 3. DJ Anderson, though, here would come to complete lap number 54. He is the only driver who has not at all come to pit road. Could be in fuel conservation mode here tonight. We talked about him limping around the bottom side of the speedway. He's been doing that all night long. Max Terra trying to go by, having a little bit of connection issue to the iRacing servers. So when will we expect the number 51 of DJ Anderson? AJ Hamill, remember, I told you he has been to pit road. So has Kevin O'Brien. It's really good to see Kevin O'Brien back, though. Kevin's been having some computer issues. The driver out of Australia, our only Australian who is, well, in the field. It's morning time in Australia. We talk about it all the time. That's just because it's such a cool fact to have Kevin O'Brien here with Red Light Racing. A lot of these drivers based out of the East Coast and maybe the Midwest of, well, the United States. Have a couple Canadians. Canada, eh? But never have I seen an Australian race with the East Coast drivers every week on a Monday night. So Kevin's here. He's probably stopping down there in pit road, going to get some Vegemite. So AJ Hamill now going to take over the race lead. That's because DJ Anderson coming to pit road. So AJ in the Arts Barbershop, Mr. Confusion Motorsports Project Confusion, number 918, now is the new race leader here. There you see him, the driver. Well, maybe he's out of Vermont today. Maybe. See a couple drivers down on the bottom. There's the 51, DJ Anderson coming back up through the gearbox. That is along with Kevin O'Brien. So those drivers going to tumble down through the timing tower. Is AJ Hamill going to come to pit road? He will not. There is no real battle. Oh, there's a battle. As I said it, as I was looking around the track, there it is. It caught my eye, that purple machine, Jeffrey Souza. There you see the orange also on that BK Paints entry, and the all-black number 42. All battling here for 6th, 7th, and 8th on the running order. All 3 in the championship hunt. Tim Combs also battling with Jason Wells, and Wells just going to drive it straight to the bottom like a rocket ship. Maybe that alien hopped on one of those Tesla SpaceX machines. Tesla SpaceX machine. Yeah, well, it made sense to me. He's an alien. Hopped on the SpaceX rocket ship. They self-land themselves. Trevarthen still being hounded by the 4. Souza going to drive it deep down into 3. See if it sticks down there. See if he can get the 2 to make a mistake. Does not look like Michael Trevarthen's going to make that big of a mistake there. So the 4 of Souza will just fall back into line, and everybody making their way downtown. So everything has cycled back through. James Skelton is the race leader here after the halfway point. There's the 86, the driver out of South Carolina. Fisherman being chased by the brand new Ford Bronco owner. That's right, Sean Single just picked up a brand new 2-door. And oh, I don't want to mess this up, but I believe it is a 6-speed with a creeper gear in his 2-door Bronco. So there's 2 drivers in the field here tonight that do have Broncos. Sean Single has the kid edition, and Ryan O'Donnell has the adult edition. 4 doors. And it's the color orange. So, as much as we love Sean's new ride, Ryan O'Donnell might be doing it a little bit better. Both beautiful machines in the real world and right here on the iRacing platform. Ryan currently sitting in the 10th spot, but he's got pressure. The Alien is all over the back end of that cold, open-colored Turbo Dork Radical Paints number 98. No, Donald, Sean's got one of those blue ones. And Ryan has an orange one. But the Alien of Wells says, I have, oh boy, a sideways green machine. These two continue to battle back here. This is for the 10th spot. So if they're battling this hard for the 10th spot, what do you think is going to come in the late goings? Because there's a battle that's brewing right now. Max Terriot, Michael Trevarthen, and Jeffrey Souza still all sitting right there. There you see that number 64 getting a great run down the back straightaway. Just not quite able to clear up in front of the 98. Is he going to try all 4? No, but Ryan's going to scrape the wall a little bit, so Ryan going to lose a little bit of that momentum. He was trying to squeeze that juice for you, Donald. There's that battle still right here now. Terriot, Trevarthen, and Souza all 5th, 6th, and 7th for Jeffrey Souza. He is trying every which way to get around that number 2 of Michael Trevarthen. Just has not been able to do it. And as they continue to battle, there's a driver that's starting to close in. And it was about 5 seconds back. Now it's down to about 3 3/4. That's number 24, the Beekeeper. The Beekeeper of Zach Mitchell was telling us all a story here in the Discord chat before we came live onto the air here tonight. He said he is deathly scared of bees. Even the little fluffy ones. He says he knows they don't sting, but he's absolutely terrified. And he said if his Ring doorbell would have been on, you guys could have seen him. We'll let him tell you the rest of that story. It's a good one. You just got to ask him about the bees. And I'm not talking about the birds of the bees. I'm just talking about the bees. They're real bees. They buzz around. Joe Strano's starting to fade back into this group here. There you see the number 43, Joe Strano, the Road Rage Accessories entry. Starting to fall back here. Max has really been turning about a 1/10 of a second faster a lap than Joe Strano. So they're coming, and look at the 4. Souza's trying the extreme high line there to try and get around that number 2 of Michael Trevarthen. He's going higher than anybody has here tonight. A couple drivers coming by the camera there, and I thought I heard them kind of coasting. Look at Souza right into the back of the 2, telling them, giddy up, let's go, into the corner. As they get around A.J. Hamill, there's the driver of car number 918, A.J. Hamill, going a lap down. So right now, Hamill back into the 18th spot. Souza is really hammering onto that accelerator. They're going to have to go 3 wide if they want to get back. Oh, into the back of the 43. Max Terriot going to spin around the 43 of Joe Strano. And the caution lights will come on for the second time here tonight as Joe Strano gets jacked up in between turns 1 and 2. Joe didn't make any contact with anything, but he sure went for a loop-the-loop. Take a look here. Max gets a huge run, and it goes right into the back of the number 43. And Joe goes around. It's right on board here with Joe Strano. So Joe going for the spin cycle. We'll bring that caution flag out, and that is now going to open up pit road. These drivers haven't been to pit road since between lap 40 and 55. So, yep, they're all going to come to pit road. If you have a chance, you will come to pit road. We saw a good race off pit road last time. We'll see this time between those top two drivers. Let's see who wins the battle off pit road here. This is our second caution flag of the evening. It'll be the 86 of James Skelton. Then it'll be Skelton, Souza, Single, Hammett, Terriel, Trevarthen, Cole Day, Zach Mitchell, and Jason Wells. One driver getting the wave around, that was the number 62. There is Ethan Troutman. So Troutman going to get that wave around. One of those drivers that started the fade, I do believe. So he'll come to pit road when he has the chance. Right here, he should be able to come to pit road. And a very interesting stop here for the number 4 of Souza, trying to play a little strategy. It looks like a 2-tire stop for the car number 4 of Jeffrey Souza. He's always been known to roll the dice and gamble a little bit. He does it here tonight, and his crew got him out in 10.5 seconds, which will pick him up a couple spots. So when we do go back racing, I'm looking at the running order here as it all starts to cycle back through. It should be Skelton, Souza, Single, Hammett, Terriel, and Trevarthen, your top 6 drivers. And it's Day, it's Mitchell, it's Wells, Joe Strano rounding out the top 10. That's how they should be ready to restart this one back off here in just a couple of laps. And it'll be a shootout here. We are going 110 laps the distance here tonight here at the Iowa Speedway. Corn Cob Country. I'm telling you, I'm not even lying. There's a cornfield over in turns 3 and 4. And if we were dirt racing, a lot of my dirt fans out there, they would understand what a cornfield looks like on a racetrack. Luckily here we're racing on the asphalt, and there is no cornfield literally in turn 3. It's outside the racetrack. So Troutman got that wave around, so he'll actually have to start at the tail end of the longest line. So all these drivers, you see him coming around. There goes A.J. Hamill, Bob Higgins. Here comes Rob Higgins. Those drivers are all a lap down right now. There goes Philly Edwards also. He'll get to go around. The 62 of Troutman will have to start dead last here on this restart. And, well, now he's got 4 fresh tires, and a lot of those cars in front of him are going to be a little bit possibly slower. Some of them have damage. Some of them just not quite having the pace here tonight at Iowa. Going to have to be very careful to try and get around this and hope that maybe a caution flag comes out early here. He can leapfrog all those drivers and, well, get right back onto the back end of those drivers that he is battling here tonight to see if he can pick up a couple more positions. He's one of those drivers. He is in the playoffs. He came in right on the cut line. Actually, when you kind of divvy everybody up and where they all sit, like kind of slot in, he came in right there, the final driver. Second to last driver, actually. Dalton Williamson was the final driver. Lights are out, though, as you see our camera pan back to the race leaders, the Flourtown Animal Hospital. Fisherman, 86, James Skelton, driver out of South Carolina, will lead us back to green. Then you got, well, the underdog. He's still an underdog story in all of our hearts. He did pick up a win this season for the first win of his career with Red Light Racing. So we're coming back here into the restart zone. Gonna have to wait on Barney, the flag man, as they creep in. You see Barney's got that green flag. It's green, now waving. We're back racing here in Iowa. Good start by the 86 of James Skelton. He'll lead off turn 2. Here comes now that 11. Shanika Single trying to pounce down to the inside also. Little loose there for Single, so he'll lose a spot. One driver having some problems. Chris Hammett into the outside wall with car number 6, so he's going to lose a lot of spots. Oh, they're going to stack him up down to the bottom side of the speedway. That was A.J. Hamill into the back, I believe. As one car having some problems. Dustin Gainey looking like he has had some problems. Car number 15, all sorts of out of shape. The Hot Wheels leads the way entry. Souza just made his fastest lap of the race here on lap number 79. He's going after the race leader, James Skelton. Skelton sideways, almost tail tank slapped the outside wall with the 86. Look at Souza battling now. This is the most pressure that James Skelton has had all evening long, and it comes in form of that Souza media entry. Look at Souza. Oh, he's wheeling it. You can see he got crossed up a little bit that time down in turns 1 and 2. So the run down the back straightaway won't be as good as Souza wanted. He'll go higher than Skelton is willing to right now. Try and get the run down off the banking. Try and use it to your advantage. Skelton also going to get a little loose that time off the corner. One bobble and either one of these drivers could be looking at the first place trophy, and one driver could be looking from the outside in. Does look like Dustin Gainey was able to continue on with car number 15, so he's still out there. He's the final car on the lead lap. That is the 19th position for the driver of car number 15 here tonight. Battle for the race lead has started to calm, but here is another one that's inside the top 5. That is Trevarthen all over the back end of Terrill. And look at Wells. Day is also just hanging off the back here of this group, and then it's going to be Zach Mitchell. Joe Strano back into 9th after having such a good run here early on, trying to hang on to a top 10 run. Ryan O'Donnell is right there in the Dermo Door Critical Paint Century. Murdoch just outside the top 10 with Combs and Hammett and Anderson. So it's good to see that Chris Hammett was able to continue to stay hammered back in with that Valvoline number 6. The old throwback to Mark Martin. Souza's been able to stay right there. James Skelton not quite able to run away. And look at Sean Single. He's also been able to hang there. But remember, Single has been able to kind of hang on those restarts for a little while. And then all of a sudden, his car starts to fade a little bit. So we'll see how long the 11 of Single can hang on to the front 2 here. Nothing happening with those drivers, but Ryan O'Donnell and Richard Murdoch continue to battle. It always seems like every week, it doesn't matter what car we have here on Monday night, these two seem to find each other at one point in the race. I believe a couple of weeks ago they were kind of glued at the hip together coming through the field. Murdoch down to the bottom. Got us watch. That car slides up. Look at Ryan O'Donnell. You can see the air that got packed. Oh! Zach Mitchell into the outside wall off turn 4. The number 24 there throwing sparks all over the place. Ryan O'Donnell took evasive action, went down to the bottom. Here comes the old flyboy, Richard Murdoch. Now trying to get down there, trying to get around that Pepsi can. Murdoch can slide up if he wants right here in front of the number 24. Not going to be able to. Mitchell with a good run off turn 4. With 24 laps to go, it's championship battles all over the speedway here tonight at Iowa. Murdoch making the bottom side work that time through 1 and 2. That momentum just carries the outside. It comes back like the little engine that could. Good overhead shot here. You see the 0-1 now finally taking that spot away. Unexpected stop on pit road here is the 61 of Dalton Williamson. So Williamson has come to pit road. There you see his number 61. Slowly coming down pit road. 45 miles an hour here with 20 laps to go. Unexpected stop by one of the championship hopeful. Souza starting to fade off the front group there. Sean Single has made his way past him. Remember, Souza put those 2 tires on to try and get a better restart here tonight. And now he is back into third. Max Terrell is running him down. Dalton Williamson coming back out onto the raceway. There you see the 61 back out onto the track. I'm looking at it, and it does look like a 4-tire stop for the 61 of Dalton Williamson. Not sure, possibly having a tire down on that 61. So it'll drop him way down the running order. It'll drop him back to 23rd overall. I'm not sure if that car's not feeling right. He's going to lift up going down the front straightaway here. Car sounds like it's running on all 8 cylinders. Doesn't sound like it has a bunch of blind plumbers banging on pipes. 18 laps to go. 17 as they come across the stripe. Look at Max Terrell. He is now all over the back end of car number 4 of Souza. Sean Single also closed in on the back end of the 86 of James Skelton. Fuel is not an issue here. Remember, they pitted on lap number 73, and I do hear a couple cars still lifting going down into turn number 1. Shouldn't be a problem, though, here tonight. Should have about, if you pit it under that last caution flag, you should have plenty of fuel to go the rest of the way here. Max trying down on the bottom, though. Souza up top. Looks like he'll be able to get it done. We'll put Max Terrell now 16 spots gained here tonight. See if Souza can hang on any longer or if he's going to start to fall through the field here tonight. It's been a good run for the driver out of the Northeast. Look at Michael Trevarthen just try and turn underneath him coming out of 4. He'll put the quarter panel there. Williamson back to pit road with car 61. Look at the 2 there, though. Michael Trevarthen going to try one of those dirt track moves to slide up in front of the 4. Realizes he's not quite going to be clear, so he'll give the room to the outside. As it does look like he should be able to clear this time off turn 4. Souza battles back once again. So the chess match continues here at Iowa. This time, though, Trevarthen should be able to clear this time off turn number 2. We see Will. Murdoch getting passed up by the 6 of Chris Hammett. That was battle for the 10th position. So Chris Hammett now going to get that spot. Murdoch going to try and run him true. Murdoch messaged me before the race tonight. Says no VR. Going old school and using a single monitor here tonight to race. So not many drivers in the field here tonight running with a single monitor, as now Zach Mitchell says, smell a little blood in the water over there, Mr. Murdoch, and see if he can take that spot. You also see Chris Hammett in that camera shot as they come down the back straightaway into 3, working the inside of the 98 of Ryan O'Donnell. So Chris Hammett trying to use that side bite on that Ford, that Taurus down there to get around Ryan O'Donnell. See the 43 of Joe Strano also right there in the picture frame as you see the 6 of Hammett finally clear. How about Joe taking that spin off the front bumper of the number 42 of Max Terrill, and now he's back inside the top 10, trying to get around the 999s of Cole Day. From having a good qualifying run, a great practice session here today, was inside the top 3 majority of that practice session. I believe he did fall to 4th, though, at the end of practice. Qualified inside the top 5, and now trying to work his way back into the top 5 here tonight for Joe Strano. Murdoch was able to hold off the strong charging number 24 of Zach Mitchell, but now he's got Ryan O'Donnell running the top lane, and we are under 10 laps to go here tonight at Iowa. It is definitely go time. Put some corn in the gas tank and let's go. Get it corn-fed tonight. Here comes that 6 machine. He heard it was time to go. And Road Rage Accessories 43 driving like he has something to prove here tonight for Joe Strano. He'll hold on to the spot, but that 6 is coming strong here tonight. These drivers are so close going down into the corners. If one person makes a bobble or a wiggle, it could spell disaster. Just like some of your race leaders here battling through some lap traffic. That's Brandon Feeney to the outside, building a little excitement up top. See the 2 of Trevarthen obviously got around that 4 car a couple laps back. Look at DJ Anderson trying to insert himself into the running here. That's AJ Hamill in the 9:18 entry, not on the lead lap right now for AJ Hamill. He is the first car, 1 lap down. Because actually that's incorrect, because Brandon Feeney just went a lap down. Three wide here. Cole Day going to be in the middle. Brandon Feeney was way up top there. Chris Hammett trying to pick off Cole Day. That'll be a spot, and that's a spot in the championship, too. Chris Hammett a little sideways that time. 4 to go at the stripe here. James Skelton still picking him off and knocking him down. Race lead is now opened up to a 2nd out front, and you're still watching some of the best battles on the speedway as they looked like 3 wide from my angle, but they are not. That's Murdoch trying to get him underneath Ryan O'Donnell. Zach Mitchell's still there. There's the 51, DJ Anderson, Tim Combs. Remember, they're all hanging out right here. Cole Day able to hold off Chris Hammett for the time being. Oh, contact. Murdoch. He's going to go to the inside wall. He'll hang on to it. He'll come back out onto the racing surface. What a save by Richard Murdoch. Brandon Feeney into the outside wall there. The old popsicle stick's going to go up. It'll be 2 laps remaining. So Murdoch going to fall back 3 spots. Boy, what a battle that was. James Skelton this time by, though, will come out of turn number 4. He will pick up the white flag here at Iowa after dominating. He's just got 1 more lap to go here at Iowa. Final trip down the back straightaway. It's been a night that he will come in. Qualified on the pole. Had a top 3 car in practice session. Was able to take the race lead on lap number 1, and he has held on to it. He'll lead the most laps, and he'll pick up the checkered flag here tonight. James Skelton, the winner here at Iowa, to be Sean Single, Max Terrett, Michael Trevarthen. Souza just going to hold off Wells. It'll be Cole Day, Chris Hammett, Joe Strano back to 9th, and Zach Mitchell rounding out the top 10. But there's the driver that will pick up the win, and he will lock himself officially just like that. You win and you advance in the playoffs. He will now already gear himself up to go to Las Vegas in the round of 8, as he is our winner here tonight at Iowa. So Skelton does a little bit of celebrating down to the inside. We're getting ready to take a step away here from the Iowa Speedway. We'll be back with your post-race show and talk to the top finishers here tonight after this.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was always fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos or danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all will be kept in the pits. Not to mention that with members in over 130 countries already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series and work your way up to one of 7 world championships, offering over $500,000 in prize money. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Welcome back here, race fans, to the Iowa Speedway here tonight for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series here tonight in the first round of the playoffs here at Iowa. They have officially wrapped up here tonight because we've completed all 110 laps after only having 2 caution flags here tonight in the cornfields at Iowa as these boys drove the ARCA cars here in this round. And I believe it is the last time they will drive the ARCA cars, so a good showing by all the drivers here tonight in those. But man, down in victory lane, we're going to catch up with him right now, the driver of the 86. James, a great run for you here tonight at Iowa. This Flowertown Animal Hospital hot rod absolutely on rails.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun there, Roger. I really thought, I felt pretty comfortable after the practice race last night that I'd kind of pull away, and Sean made me work for it. Man, that was a heck of a run by him. And then Maxie qualified horribly. I don't know what happened to him. And then he made a great comeback. So overall, it's a relief to get a win early. And then, we could, just go into Michigan and then just, race. And then wherever we are, the first race, the second round, I can start putting some practice in.
You talked about it. Now you lock yourself in. You don't have to worry about Michigan per se. You already can focus on Las Vegas. But let's hone it back here to Iowa. What were you thinking? You didn't have much pressure throughout this entire race. Maybe when coming down to pit road there, you raced Sean Single off pit road at one point. But it really came down to that final restart with just over 30-some laps to go. You saw that number 4 all of a sudden show up there on the outside. Jeffrey Souza taking on 2 tires, and then he challenged you pretty hard there on that green flag.
Yeah, I thought he took 2 tires just from where he was on the track position, and I took 2 tires during practice and felt that you could actually fire off really well. The car was actually a little snug, and we were really loose for the first 2 or 3 laps. So I'm glad I didn't lose the lead to him. I think I could have gotten in trouble, maybe got shuffled back in traffic. I was, on that last restart, I just wanted to get a gap just against Sean because I thought he was, really, really good. And then I just had to focus, and once I did get the lead and he did come in second, it's just don't overdrive your car, because I think I did that on the first run. It's like I drove too hard and just chewed my tires up and just said, just take it easy, just run your line, and it worked out.
You did it here tonight as you will pick up another win this season with that 86. So, James, you know the routine. You're locked in. The red carpet rolls out. The microphone is yours.
Yeah, Roger, I want to thank you for everything you do. The broadcasts, they're always amazing. I want to thank all the drivers. Only 2 cautions for a short track. That's really good. Like I said, great job for Sean. That was a really good run for Max. And let's see, all the sponsors, couldn't do it without him. Happy birthday to old Granny Hips. Don't know how old he is. I gave him a call today. He didn't call me back, so what a jerk. But happy birthday to him. And then Flowertown Animal Hospital, I think I messed up. I don't know if I had him on the card tonight. All the fans that were watching, and I'll see you guys next week.
There you hear it from the driver of the 86, James Skelton, picking up another win here. Congratulations to him. And sitting back here into what is looking like to be scored as second here tonight, the number 11, Shanika Single. Sean, a big week for you leading up to this race, and, well, you just carried it right on here into the racetrack.
Yeah, there's something about these cars that I just absolutely love them. So, great race today. It really stinks that I didn't make the playoffs. Missing it by that couple points there. So, just good overall run. It's good to know that I still have it in me to bring it back up to the booth.
Now, this car, you talk about not making the playoffs. Does that kind of just relax the whole team environment at this point? Because you don't have to race for a championship. You're just here to have some fun.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. Love racing for wins. I think if that last caution didn't come out, I was going to be able to get around James just with the tire saving that I was doing. So great race by him, great win. So it's really hard to come out and beat these guys, whether it's Max, whether it's James, whether it's Sean Butler when he shows up. So to be able to run up with these guys felt good.
You talk about running with James. How about that run off pit road at the, under that green flag pit cycle?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I wasn't sure if he spun the tires or what happened. So I saw an opportunity. I cut it down to the inside and just put the foot down and somehow got around him. He still got around me in the end. He was running. I think I was better on the long run. He might have been a little bit better on the short run. So fun little stint there.
You were able to pick up a podium spot here tonight, so congratulations on that. Is there anybody back home you have to thank? And don't tell me you're going to thank the Bronco.
Oh, I'll thank the Bronco too, but thanking my mom and dad as well. They're always watching these races. I got a buddy, Joe, who always watches as well, so shout out to him. All the sponsors. I know I don't have BK paints on the car, but I really appreciate all the stuff that he does for paints for the guys over at Rev Esports and a couple other guys here. Got to thank you up in the booth, all the work you put into this, as well as all the admins putting this together. And again, a shout out to Josh for his birthday as well. It's too bad we couldn't race with him tonight.
There you heard another birthday wish and another podium spot here for Sean Single. He'll bring car number 11 home, sitting there in the, second position. One spot back, though. It's the driver that picks up the most spots here tonight. How about it, Max? A terrible qualifying effort, but boy, a whale of a run through the field.
Yeah, to begin with, Iowa was not a good track for me, and I made it much tougher qualifying in the back of the field. I tried to get a hot lap on the second lap, so I sacrificed my first one and got loose off of two, so had to work hard all night, unfortunately, and I'm sorry for Joe. I got into the back of him in turn two, didn't expect. I thought he wouldn't make the corner, but he had to lift a little bit to avoid the outside wall, and I was just having a run on him and couldn't back off, so at least I'm glad that he was able to save it, and still a solid top 10 for him. So yeah, eventful night, but in the end, I can take that third place and move on to next week gladly.
You talk about coming through the field in that terrible qualifying effort. Is this the kind of track that, you can get away with qualifying a little bit deeper into the field? Because it looked like a lot of these drivers were able to move up the track, and a couple drivers were kind of glued down around the bottom.
I didn't feel like it. The tires evened out after a while. Even if you took care of them, it didn't feel like you could gain a lot by saving tires. And track position, a lot of guys talked about it pre-race when they compared it to last night's practice, and it was really the biggest factor. The couple of cautions that we got, of course, it helped bunch up the field, but if few cars were equal, bunched up together, it was really tough to pass. So I just got lucky on a few passes with Chris's misfortune scraping the back right rear in the wall on the front stretch, and that's how I gained a few spots there, and then benefited from Souza's two tire. After a while, that doesn't hold up, so that's how I got the third.
Well, a good run nonetheless for you, Max. It'll look good in the point standings because everybody got reset. So you're coming out of this one third overall after the first race of the first round of the playoffs. So that's got to feel pretty good. But how about the people back home that are watching here tonight?
Yeah, special shout out to my girlfriend, my friend Max. Especially my friend Max. He was able to get us all tickets to see Luke Combs in concert a few weeks back, so really appreciated it. It was a great show, so thanks Max for that. And then to my dad, Turn 3 Network for the broadcast. Happy birthday to Josh. And then James Richard for running this Monday night Scrambler series. And then we'll see you next week. Haven't checked the schedule yet, so we'll see wherever we are.
Well, there it is. Max doesn't know where he's going, but I can tell you it's the foothills in Michigan. That will be the next stop for us on the Scrambler Series Tour. So Max goes to the concert, comes out here singing a pretty song. He'll finish in the 3rd spot. So Skelton still picks up the big win here tonight at the Iowa Speedway. He'll lock himself into the next round of the playoffs. Sean Single, another great run for him. Not in the playoffs, just down here playing with the boys, and he'll finish in 2nd. Max gains the most spots, 16 spots gained here for Max tonight. He'll finish 3rd. Michael Trevarthen will finish into the 4th spot with Jeffrey Souza back in 5th, Jason Wells in 6th, and then it'll be Cole Day into the 7th position. He'll hold off Chris Hammett. Joe Strano will rally back to finish into the 9th spot, and another rally back for Zach Mitchell as he was involved in that first incident of the night on lap number 1. He'll finish 10th, and that'll be rounding out the top 10 finishing positions here tonight. You heard it from all the race drivers, though. It's a big happy birthday to, well, the Chief over here. Josh Buckley not able to run tonight's race as his computer is having a little bit of issues, so we'll see if we can get him all squared away and back out onto the racetrack next week. But tonight, he was sitting, well, in the stands here tonight watching. Josh, we can't wait to see you back. Happy birthday once again from everybody at the Checkered Flag Auto Supply and everybody here tonight on the racetrack. They do miss you very much. So Skelton picks up the big win. That leaves us headed to, well, Michigan International, the Next Generation Cup car, which is, well, the Cup car you saw this season. If you turned on the NASCAR races, we're going to head to Michigan for 65 laps next week. You don't want to miss well, that's going to be a cut race. It's the round of 12. We're going to cut them to 8 after next week's race at Michigan. So race fans, make sure you tune back in next Monday night. But for everybody at the Checkered Flag Auto Supply, everybody with the Red Light Racing, and everybody at the Turn 3 Racing Network, we hope you enjoyed tonight's race here from the Iowa Speedway. And until we see you next time, race fans, everybody stay safe, and we'll see you in Turn 3.